She was the most powerful woman in the world, ruling an empire that spanned continents. Her court shimmered with grandeur, but behind the velvet drapes and jeweled gowns, shadows lurked. Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, survived countless threats, but one nearly succeeded, and history buried the truth. This is the story of the secret assassin who came closer than anyone to ending the life of England's most iconic monarch. The year is 1584. The Elizabethan age is at its zenith. England, still licking its wounds from civil and religious upheaval, is now a beacon of power. At the heart of it stands Elizabeth Tudor, brilliant, uncompromising, and enigmatic. Her enemies are legion: Catholic zealots, Spanish conspirators, discontent nobles. Whispers of assassination plot her every move. The Pope himself has declared her illegitimate. Spain wants her gone. The threat of death is not a question of if, but when. Dozens of assassination attempts dogged her reign. The Ridolfi plot, 1571, the Throckmorton plot, 1583, and the Babington plot, 1586, are etched into the annals of espionage. Each was intricate, deadly, and backed by powerful foreign interests. But there was one plot so secret, so expertly buried, it slipped through the cracks of most history books. This is not about Mary, Queen of Scots, not about Babington or Walsingham. This is the story of a man known only to a handful of spies and secret scribes, codenamed the Black Vesper. He was never officially identified. No birth record, no nobility, just scattered references in ciphered letters found years later. Recruited by Jesuit agents loyal to Rome, trained in Belgium, fluent in 6 languages, and a master of disguise. His mission? Infiltrate the inner circles of the English court and strike when Elizabeth was most vulnerable. During her summer progress, far from London, surrounded by fewer guards, Elizabeth loved her summer progresses, royal tours through the countryside where she displayed power and secured loyalty. In the summer of 1585, she planned an elaborate journey through East Anglia. Unbeknownst to her, the Black Vesper was already embedded in the household of one of her hosts, a minor noble with Catholic leanings and debts to dangerous people. He posed as a physician's assistant, charming, educated, unassuming, perfectly placed to poison. At a banquet in Norfolk, Elizabeth fell violently ill. Reports at the time blamed spoiled food, but a coded letter discovered decades later in the Vatican archive tells a different story. The wine had been laced with a rare poison derived from the white hellebore plant, traceable only by trained eyes. It was subtle, slow-acting, mimicking the stomach flu. Elizabeth survived. Why? Because a spy embedded in the assassin's circle, a double agent known only as Wren, caught wind of the plan. Wren, whose true identity is still unknown, replaced the poison bottle with a duplicate and left a hidden warning among Elizabeth's linens. The assassin disappeared that night, vanished into the forest, leaving behind only a trail of ashes and one discarded glove. Elizabeth, never told the full truth, tightened her circle even further. Walsingham purged several courtiers. No official inquiry was made. The story was classified as state secrecy and buried, but whispers survived. In letters between Jesuit agents, he is referred to again, the failed Vesper mission, and in the coded pages of Walsingham's private journal, the fox nearly entered the coop. We were one breath from chaos. Historians debate the authenticity of the Black Vesper. Some call it a conspiracy theory, a myth invented to glorify Elizabeth's reign, but the consistency of clues, the Vatican letters, Walsingham's journal, the unusual illness suggests otherwise. Elizabeth herself became more paranoid in her final years. She rarely slept without armed guards nearby. Even in her most trusted homes, she demanded her food be tasted and tested. Why such fear if there was no ghost in the corridors? Had the Black Vesper succeeded, the course of history would have turned. England may have fallen into Catholic hands. The Spanish Armada might have found no resistance. The golden age of literature and empire could have withered, but it didn't, because one spy stopped another, because fate favored the Virgin Queen once more. So the next time you admire the legacy of Elizabeth I, remember, one assassin, one glass of wine, one moment, nearly erased her from the pages of history. Secrets are history's deepest scars, and sometimes the sharpest blades never draw blood. Remember to keep watching so you don't miss what comes next.